In 2026, these 7 countries are opening their doors wide to Nigerians. No visa required. For many Nigerians, traveling abroad isn't just about tourism. It's about opportunity. Yet borders aren't equal. These countries go beyond visas and truly welcome them. We break down culture, opportunity, and acceptance from the Caribbean to Asia and the Middle East, from info gathered from National Geographic Traveler, Wanderlust, and Adventure Journal. Stick around to the end for the one country that doesn't just allow Nigerians in, but lets them belong. A passport can open a border, but only welcome can open a life. For many Nigerians, the idea of traveling abroad is never just about sightseeing or ticking destinations off a bucket list. It's about access, growth, and the hope of something better. But the reality of holding a Nigerian passport is that movement is often complicated. Long embassy queues, expensive applications, silent rejections, and the constant feeling of having to prove yourself before you even arrive. That reality shapes how Nigerians see the world, not as a playground, but as a series of gates. Over time, many of us have learned an important truth. Visa-free does not automatically mean respect or opportunity. A country may allow entry without paperwork, yet still treat Nigerians with suspicion. You might be allowed in, but watch closely. Allowed to stay, but blocked from working. Allowed to visit, but never truly belong. And that's where the difference lies, between access and welcome. This video is not just about passports or policies. It's about places where Nigerians are not merely tolerated, but received with dignity. Places where immigration officers don't assume the worst, where landlords are willing to rent, where employers are open to skills, and where daily life doesn't feel like a constant test of worth. So when we created this list, we looked beyond headlines and rankings. The criteria were clear. Countries that offer visa-free, visa on arrival, or genuinely easy entry. Places known for the treatment of Nigerians, not just tourists. Countries where there is real opportunity for work, study, or business, not just short stays. And finally, destinations that offer a decent lifestyle and safety, because opportunity means little without peace of mind. Most importantly, this list is based on real experience, not marketing. Stories lived, not slogans sold. Because for Nigerians, welcome matters more than a stamp, and respect matters more than access. Keep watching, because you sure would want to know the 7 countries that made up our list. What if the first country on this list surprises you the most? Haiti sits at number 7, not because it is perfect, but because it tells a powerful story about identity, history, and access. For Nigerians, Haiti offers visa-free entry, removing one of the biggest barriers that usually stands in the way of travel. No long embassy appointments, no stacks of documents, just a passport and a ticket. And sometimes that alone feels like a quiet victory. But Haiti's welcome goes deeper than border policy. This is the first Black republic in the world, born from a successful slave revolt that reshaped global history. For many Nigerians, arriving in Haiti feels less like stepping into a foreign land and more like reconnecting with a long-lost branch of the same story. The faces, the rhythms, the food, the spiritual traditions. There's a familiarity that goes beyond language. It's a place where Black identity is not a minority experience, but the foundation of the nation itself. That shared history creates a unique cultural connection. Nigerians often describe Haiti as emotionally grounding, a reminder of resilience, resistance, and what it means to reclaim dignity. From art to music to everyday interactions, there's an unspoken understanding rooted in shared struggle and pride. However, this is where honesty matters. Haiti comes with serious limitations. Infrastructure is underdeveloped, public services are inconsistent and daily life can be challenging for long-term stays. Opportunities for work or business are limited, and safety concerns mean visitors must be cautious and informed. For most Nigerians, Haiti is best experienced as a short stay or cultural journey, not a place to settle or build a future. And that's why Haiti holds this position on the list. It welcomes with heart and history, not systems or stability. But the next country offers something Haiti can't: stability. What if a place could feel both foreign and familiar at the same time? Barbados earns its place as country number 6 because from the moment Nigerians arrive, the experience feels refreshingly human. With visa-free entry, the journey begins without the usual anxiety of paperwork and embassy interviews. You land, your passport is stamped, and instead of suspicion, you're met with calm professionalism. A small detail that makes a big difference. One of Barbados' strongest advantages is that it is English speaking. There's no language barrier to navigate, no fear of being misunderstood in basic conversations. For Nigerians, this instantly lowers walls and creates comfort. Whether you're asking for directions, negotiating prices, or making new friends, communication flows naturally, allowing you to settle in quickly. The island's warm Caribbean culture does the rest. Barbados moves at a slower, more relaxed pace. Beach mornings, friendly smiles, casual greetings, and a deep appreciation for community. There's a sense of ease in everyday interactions that many Nigerians notice almost immediately. People are open, curious, and welcoming without being intrusive. This is where Barbados truly stands out. Nigerians often speak about the respectful treatment they receive. You're not constantly questioned about your intentions or background. Social interactions feel natural, not forced. Conversations happen easily at bus stops, markets, cafes, and there's a mutual understanding that makes connections simple. Being black in Barbados doesn't make you stand out. It allows you to blend in. However, Barbados is not without its challenges. The hidden downside is the higher cost of living. Accommodation, food, and transportation can be expensive, especially for those coming from Nigeria's economic reality. While the lifestyle is attractive, sustaining it long-term requires careful financial planning or a strong source of income. So, Barbados becomes a place of balance. It offers ease of entry, cultural warmth, and dignity in how Nigerians are treated. It may not be the cheapest destination, but for many, the comfort, respect, and sense of belonging make the cost feel like a trade-off worth considering. You'll want to see which 5 other countries made our countdown. Trust me, sometimes the most welcoming places are the ones you least expect. Sri Lanka earns the number 5 spot because it quietly removes many of the barriers Nigerians are used to facing. With visa on arrival and e-visa friendly access, entry is straightforward and predictable. No endless back and forth, no unnecessary suspicion, just a clear process that allows travelers to focus on the journey ahead rather than the obstacles. What truly draws many Nigerians in is the affordable cost of living. Housing, food, transportation, and daily expenses are manageable, especially compared to many other international destinations. This affordability gives visitors room to breathe, explore, and even consider longer stays without the constant pressure of stretching every dollar. For those looking to study, start small businesses, or simply experience life abroad without breaking the bank, Sri Lanka makes that possible. Culturally, Sri Lanka is surprisingly open and curious. The country has long been shaped by trade, migration, and tourism. And that history shows in how locals interact with foreigners. Nigerians often find that people are eager to learn about where they're from, ask questions, and share their own traditions in return. The atmosphere feels welcoming rather than guarded. This is why Sri Lanka works so well. Nigerians tend to blend in easily without attracting unnecessary attention. The diversity of skin tones, cultures, and backgrounds means being black doesn't make you stand out in uncomfortable ways. On top of that, there's a growing expat community and increasing business interest, especially in tourism, trade, digital services, and small-scale entrepreneurship. It's a place where connections can form naturally without forcing them. That said, Sri Lanka isn't perfect. The country has faced economic and political challenges in recent years, and infrastructure can vary depending on location. But even with these realities, many Nigerians find that the overall experience is balanced by affordability, friendliness, and opportunity. Sri Lanka doesn't shout about its welcome. It simply shows it through daily life. It's calm, approachable, and full of quiet possibilities. Sri Lanka welcomes, but the next one surprises. What if the warmest welcome on this list comes from the middle of the Pacific? Fiji takes the number 4 spot, not because it's loud or popular, but because it offers something many Nigerians rarely experience abroad: ease. With visa-free access for Nigerians, the journey begins without pressure. There's no complicated process, no need to defend your intentions before arrival. You land, you're received, and you're allowed to simply exist. What immediately stands out is Fiji's extremely friendly island culture. Smiles come easily here. Greetings feel genuine. People take time to acknowledge one another, whether in small villages or busy towns. Hospitality is not an industry in Fiji. It's a way of life. For Nigerians used to guarded interactions at borders and beyond, this openness feels almost disarming. Another major advantage is that English is widely spoken. Communication is effortless, removing a common barrier that can make new environments stressful. Conversations flow naturally, from casual chats with neighbors to more serious discussions about work or daily life. This shared language makes integration smoother and faster. Fiji is also deeply underrated, especially for Nigerians. One reason is that profiling is minimal. Nigerians don't report the constant suspicion or assumptions they face in many other destinations. Instead, there's a sense of neutrality. You're judged by how you behave, not where you're from. This creates space to relax and truly experience the country. Beyond that, Fiji is a community-oriented society. People look out for one another, value relationships, and prioritize harmony. For Nigerians, this feels familiar. The importance of family, respect for elders, and collective responsibility mirrors values many grew up with back home. That shared mindset makes cultural adjustment easier than expected. Of course, Fiji is not without limitations. Its remote location means fewer large-scale economic opportunities, and travel costs can be high. But for those seeking peace, dignity, and a genuine sense of belonging, Fiji offers something rare. It may be far from Nigeria geographically, but emotionally, Fiji feels closer than many places much nearer. Now, we leave island life and enter opportunity zones. Don't miss out on these, as it's going to blow your mind. What if welcome didn't mean slowing down, but speeding up your life? The United Arab Emirates claims the number 3 spot because for many Nigerians, it represents motion, fast, ambitious, and unapologetically driven. While not visa-free, the UAE offers relatively easy and clear visa pathways, from tourist visas to work and business options that are easier to access compared to many Western countries. The process is structured, predictable, and designed for people who are ready to move. One of the UAE's strongest advantages is its massive Nigerian community. In cities like Dubai, Sharjah, and Abu Dhabi, Nigerians are everywhere, running businesses, working in offices, trading goods, building careers, and creating networks. That community creates a soft landing. You arrive and quickly realize you're not alone. There are familiar accents, food, churches, mosques, and support systems that help newcomers adjust. This environment fuels business and job access. The UAE is opportunity-focused, and Nigerians who come prepared often find space to grow. From logistics and real estate to tech, retail, and creative industries, the country rewards hustle and adaptability. Connections matter, effort matters, and results speak louder than passports. But here's the reality check. The UAE is fast-paced and demanding. Life moves quickly, and expectations are high. There's little patience for complacency, and success doesn't come automatically. This is not a place to arrive unprepared or passive. It's an opportunity-driven environment where pressure and possibility exist side by side. Still, for Nigerians who thrive on momentum, the UAE can be life-changing. The respect you receive often grows with your achievements. The system may be strict, but it's also consistent. If you bring value, you're allowed to participate. The UAE may not feel gentle, but it feels honest. It doesn't promise comfort, it promises access. And for many Nigerians, that access becomes a bridge to something bigger than survival. Because while the UAE opens doors to opportunity, the top two aren't just welcoming, they're transformational. What these two countries are might just surprise you. What if one country could connect continents and still make room for you? Turkey takes the number 2 spot because it sits at a powerful crossroads, not just geographically, but socially and economically, for Nigerians seeking access without erasure. With easy e-visa access, entry is straightforward and predictable, removing much of the stress Nigerians often associate with international travel. The process feels functional, not hostile, a small but meaningful difference. Across cities like Istanbul, Ankara, and Bursa, Nigerians are visible. They trade in markets, study in universities, run small businesses, and work within tourism and services. That visibility matters. It changes how newcomers are perceived. Instead of being treated as anomalies, Nigerians arrive in a place where their presence is already understood and normalized. Culturally, Turkey shows a level of tolerance that surprises many first-time visitors. The country blends tradition with modern life, faith with flexibility. While differences exist, Nigerians often find they can practice their beliefs, express themselves, and move through society without constant friction. You may be noticed, but you are not immediately rejected. Turkey ranks this high because it offers strategic advantage. Positioned between Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, it becomes a launchpad. Business connections stretch across borders. Flights reach almost everywhere, and opportunities multiply through proximity alone. For entrepreneurs, Turkey is especially appealing. Regulations are comparatively flexible, costs are manageable, and the market rewards persistence. Many Nigerians start small and grow steadily, supported by trade networks and diaspora connections. What truly sets Turkey apart is the presence of less rigid social barriers. While no country is free from bias, many Nigerians describe Turkey as a place where effort matters more than origin. You're judged by how you show up, how you work, speak, and adapt, not immediately balked by your passport. Turkey doesn't erase challenges, but it creates room to navigate them. It offers access, movement, and momentum. For many Nigerians, that combination is rare and powerful. Turkey offers opportunity, but country number 1 offers dignity. We saved the most jaw-dropping country for last. What if the greatest form of welcome isn't opportunity or access, but peace? The Philippines earns the number 1 spot not because it is the richest country on this list, but because it consistently delivers something far more valuable to Nigerians: ease of life. With visa-free entry and long-stay flexibility, arrival feels open-ended rather than rushed. You're not constantly watching the calendar or worrying about your next move. That freedom alone changes how people show up and settle in. The country is also English speaking, which immediately lowers barriers, from classrooms to cafes, offices to street markets. Communication is natural and stress-free. Nigerians don't need to shrink themselves or over-explain. They speak, they're understood, and life moves forward without friction. But what truly sets the Philippines apart is its people-first culture. Filipinos are known for warmth, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Courtesy isn't performative here. It's woven into daily life. Smiles come easily. Help is offered freely. For Nigerians accustomed to guarded interactions abroad, this softness feels revolutionary. The Philippines doesn't just welcome Nigerians, it removes social pressure. There's less profiling, fewer assumptions, and far less emotional labor required to exist. You're not constantly proving you're one of the good ones. You're simply allowed to be human. That permission matters deeply. With less profiling, Nigerians move more freely. With easier friendships, social circles form quickly and naturally. Over time, Nigerians begin to integrate socially, academically, and in business. Students focus on learning instead of survival. Entrepreneurs build relationships without suspicion. Friendships grow without tension. Life feels lighter. This is the core insight most rankings miss. Welcome is not just policy, it's atmosphere. It's how a country makes you feel when no one is watching. The Philippines creates an environment where Nigerians can breathe, think, and plan without constant defense. And that's why it wins. Because the best country isn't the richest, it's the one where you can breathe. Nigerians don't leave home because they don't love it. They leave to explore possibilities. If that sounds like you, check the description below for helpful links to learn more about all the countries on our list.